friends. Today I wanted to share with you some of the movies and TV that I've been watching recently. Back, I think it was my 2019 favorites video, I mentioned that I wanted to start incorporating what I'm watching more into my channel. And then, basically movie theaters closed and nothing has really been able to be filmed as far as TV series. So, I think last week sometime, I decided to make a list of things I could remember that I've seen this year. There's definitely been more than this, but this is what I came up with. So on Netflix, I have watched Alexa and Katie. I think pretty much since it came out, I started watching it. This one is a super cute series. Each season is a different, the first season was freshman year, second was sophomore, third was junior, fourth was senior, and then they got canceled after their fourth season. But it follows two young girls, and they are just, the best friends. They are so sweet and so cute, and I loved them to pieces. I loved their friendship. It was great. Bit of a tearjerker though, so, well, not like every episode. It is technically a comedy show, but at the beginning of their freshman year, they've dealt with one of them having cancer, and so the other one shaves her head in support of the one going through the cancer treatments, and that had me crying back in season 1, and then in season 4, they were getting ready to start their senior year, and the one that had not been sick, she was kind of acting weird, and they were like, "What's wrong with you?" And she was like, "I didn't know if we'd have a senior year." And I was like, gonna cry. I think I did cry at the end of, at the series finale, I think I did cry. When they did a couple of movies like this, we rented Scoob when it came out, and we had my niece over at our house, and she loved it. It was so cute. I didn't expect it to be that good for some reason. I thought, oh, rebooting Scooby-Doo, they're out of ideas, stuff like that. But it was a really good movie. I actually really liked it. I watched season 3 of Roswell, New Mexico. And I love this series so much. When it first came out, I was a little iffy again because it's a reboot of something that I've already seen, that I already loved, and I just didn't know how I felt about it, but I do really actually like it a lot. I think I said it was season 3. I watched season 2 of Roswell, New Mexico. A Netflix documentary that I watched was Athlete A. I love the sport of gymnastics. I love watching the sport of gymnastics. I was never fortunate enough to go to any type of gymnastics class or anything, but just, I love the sport of gymnastics, and certain people, they're so shitty. They're just really shitty people who did really terrible things to girls. I'm so mad. Maggie Nichols deserved better from everybody. I say this every time somebody mentions this. I think I've said it in a video before where I got off topic. She deserved so much better. I'm glad she's finally found it in college gymnastics. With all my soul, I wish she would have gotten her Olympic gold medal already. Switching over to Disney Plus, I watched Into the Unknown, the making of Frozen 2. This was so cool to see behind the scenes of making an animated movie. I don't know if I've ever seen anything like that before, especially not I think there was 8 episodes of it or something, and so especially not that detailed experience of what it was like. But they were stressing me out a little bit, because up until episode 3 or 4, halfway through the thing, they didn't know the ending of Frozen 2, but they were a year, 8 months out from premiere, and why don't you know the end? That was a little stressful for me. Even though I know, I've seen Frozen 2, I know how it ends. It was really stressful that they didn't know how it ended. I watched Mr. Iglesias, I believe it was season 2. This is a Netflix original series with Gabriel Iglesias as a high school teacher, and I love Gabriel Iglesias. I love all the adult cast. The kid cast is so talented, and it's so funny. So funny. And then things got a little bit more serious in the world. I was very privileged to not have to worry about this racism issue in America until it was brought out like this. I was very privileged to do that, I know. I watched 13th on Netflix, a documentary by Ava DuVernay, I don't know if that's how you pronounce her last name. It's a documentary about how slavery connects to the American prison system. And it's things that I was privileged to have never had to have thought about, to have worried about, but it's there, you know? It's not even really hidden there. It's in front of our faces, and we haven't paid attention, I guess. Another thing that I watched was also by that director is When They See Us, that I think it came out in 2018 or 2019. And, like, why didn't Netflix push that harder is one of my questions. It was a Netflix miniseries. I think there's 4 hour-long episodes. And based on a true story about the, was it the Central Park 5, what they're called? The actors in this series were so good. What was his name? Jarrell Jerome in, I think it's just the entirety of the series, but really episode 4. I don't know if he won any awards for this role, but, like, he needs all of them, and, like, we need ones that aren't even created for how good he was in this role, for how everyone needs to watch When They See Us. Yeah. Okay, so, I watched Hamilton when it came out. My sister's been trying to get me to listen to Hamilton for years. And I've always resisted because the only song she ever played was My Shot. Controversial? Maybe. I don't think My Shot is anywhere near the best song in the show. But when they released it on Disney Plus, I was like, okay, I'm gonna give it a shot. As a whole thing, I'm gonna give it a shot. It's so good. Why she never played any of the other songs for me? Like, she literally only played My Shot and, like, the very beginning of Satisfied. But, like, and I was like, why didn't you play Helpless? Why didn't you play Nonstop? Why didn't you play anything that was Daveed Diggs, honestly? Why didn't you make me cry and play It's Quiet Uptown? I could have handled that too. That probably would have drawn me in. Playing anything that King George sings, Jonathan Groff, I know who that is. Why didn't you play any of those? And I'm just like, I'm a little bit annoyed with her still, that's like, she did not properly advertise Hamilton for me, so I've been sleeping on this. And now here we are, I got all this catching up to do. Oh, I watched the Babysitters Club. I think it came out on the same day as Hamilton, but I got to watch that. And I loved it so much. All of the actresses in it were great, and I loved seeing Alicia Silverstone as the mom, as Christy's mom. I don't know if they've gotten renewed for a season 2, but they definitely need one. I would not be opposed to, like, 10 seasons of the Babysitters Club, honestly. One of the Netflix shows that I watched sometime last year was The Order, and season 2 recently came out. So I watched it. It's kind of a paranormal type show. In the beginning of season 1, the guy enters into this college so that he can join the secret society, so he can find out what happened to his parents. but there's secret society is like witches, and now there's werewolves, and yeah, it just kind of went out. It's an alright show. It's not like amazing, but it does pass the time. It does keep me interested. So I watched Unsolved Mysteries, and they're not really. So most of the ones that were crimes were not really unsolved, were they? They were kind of unproven. Like there were a couple of murder ones, but like they knew, like the one that was the mom, they knew her husband had done it, but they couldn't really prove that he had done it. And then there was the one where the sisters were trying to figure out what happened to their sister, but like they know their mom did it, they just can't prove it because there's no body. That's didn't really seem like unsolved mysteries to me. There was the alien one that I liked, and then another one that was kind of a murders was the like House of Horrors one, where like, where did the dad go? Like, I know he murdered them, but like, where did he go? Where's he at? Is this man somewhere in the world watching this show about his family's murders? And I watched Down to Earth with Zac Efron. Like most women in my age range, I have loved Zac Efron since High School Musical, the original, the first one that came out. I think watching this show where he goes around to different countries and learns about, like he learned about water and food and how to grow food and how to get the nutrients that you need. And there was an episode where they went to a place with like where the population lives mostly, most of them live to be over 100. They went there to learn like what kind of daily life they have. And I think it just really shows like how much he's grown as a person. And I think even in one of the episodes he talks about this, just like the pressure, he started so young and the pressure of Hollywood just kind of kept building and building and building. And he had to do things that weren't necessarily what he wanted to do, but I really like that he's at a point now where he's like, this is what I'm interested in, this is what I want to learn about, this is what I want to do, and he's doing it. So, proud of Zac Efron? Yes. And currently I am watching The Last Dance on Netflix. This is a, I think, 10 episode documentary that I think aired on ESPN originally back in April or May-ish time, I think. And this is about Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls, and way more drama than I realized was going on with the Chicago Bulls. I'm a sports fan. I have been for most of my life. I played basketball in junior high, but it's not like my favorite, so I don't really keep up with it. We're the playoff watching people. For basketball anyway. There's just a lot that I didn't know, and it's crazy to me how they're like putting it all together in this show, but I'm really liking it. I think I have 3 episodes left, which I might watch today. So that's what I've been watching lately. I think this goes all the way back to March or so. I don't remember. I just wrote down the ones I could remember that I'd seen, so if you've seen any of these, let me know what you thought about them down below. Let me know what you're watching. Give me some TV recommendations on like Netflix or something. Netflix, Hulu, and Disney Plus are the streaming services I have. So if you wanted to recommend me something, that would be super helpful. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!